हेलो स्टूडेंट्स, वी आर स्टार्टिंग नाउ पी ब्लॉक एलिमेंट्स। किसे कहते हैं पी ब्लॉक एलिमेंट्स? जिस एलिमेंट्स की इलेक्ट्रॉन कॉन्फ़िगरेशन में लास्ट इलेक्ट्रॉन पी ऑर्बिटल्स में ऐड होते हैं उसे हम पी ब्लॉक एलिमेंट्स कहते हैं। पी ऑर्बिटल्स 3 होती है, px, py and pz, and as per Pauli's rule we know that each orbital can accommodate 2 electrons, so total p orbitals में 6 electrons can be accommodated. So on the basis of that, in modern periodic table there are total 6 groups in which p block elements have been distributed, and these groups are group number 13, 14, 15, 16, 17 and 18. Discussion about group number 13 and 14 elements is there in standard 11, and about group number 15, 16, 17 and 18 is there in standard 12. Now the general electron configuration of p block elements is like ns2 np1 up to ns2 np6. np ऑर्बिटल में इलेक्ट्रॉन एंटर हो उससे पहले ns ऑर्बिटल में 2 इलेक्ट्रॉन ऑलरेडी प्रेजेंट होते हैं, तो जब भी कभी p ऑर्बिटल में इलेक्ट्रॉन एंटर होंगे ns ऑर्बिटल हमेशा कंप्लीटली फिल्ड रहेगी, दैट इज ns2 np1, ns2 np2, ns2 np3, ns2 np4, ns2 np5, ns2 np6. Now these can be distributed as group number 13, 14, 15, 16, 17 and 18. Now their general electron configuration will be ns2 np1, ns2 np2, ns2 np3, ns2 np4, ns2 np5, ns2 np6. So in this outermost orbit has a valence orbit has 3 electrons, this has 4 electrons, this has 5 electrons, this has 6 electrons, this has 7 electrons and this has 8 electrons. This has completion of octet. We are going to discuss in this session about group number 15. Elements of group 15, which is also known as the nitrogen family. So first element is nitrogen, second is phosphorus, then arsenic, strontium or antimony and bismuth. If we focus on the atomic number is 7, then 15, you can add 18, you will get 33, you can add 18, you will get 51, you can add 32, you can reach up to 83. Now if you focus on the electron configuration, helium 2s2 2p3, neon 3s2 3p3, argon 3d10 4s2 4p3, krypton 4d10 5s2 5p3, and finally xenon 4f14 5d10 6s2 6p3. You can look at the electron configuration. General electron configuration is ns2 np3, so they have completely filled s orbital and half filled p orbital, and due to that they have high stability. Now one important thing, these nitrogen and phosphorus are essentially non-metal. These arsenic, antimony are metalloids, and this bismuth has metallic nature. Now, going from nitrogen to phosphorus to arsenic to antimony to bismuth, they all have same electron configuration in outermost orbit, but going from these phosphorus to arsenic, entry or introduction of d orbital takes place, and going from antimony to bismuth, introduction of this f orbital is there. And we know that the screening effect of electrons present in d orbitals is less as compared to s and p, and that of f orbital is the minimum screening effect, and due to that some physical and chemical properties are found a bit changed. One more important thing, for the last element bismuth, this 6s electron has a very little tendency to participate in the compound formation, and that behavior is called inert pair effect. Due to very low value of screening effect of this f orbital, positive charge of the nucleus of bismuth remains very much effective over these two electrons present in 6s orbitals, so it has a very less tendency to participate in compound formation, so this electron pair remains as such as inert pair. Okay, and due to that reason bismuth generally forms the compounds participating only 3 electrons present in 6p, and most of its compounds are such in which bismuth has oxidation state +3, not +5 like other elements nitrogen, phosphorus. So this is very important, and this observation is called inert pair effect. Let's start a detailed discussion about the elements of group 15. Introduction. Group 15 includes nitrogen, phosphorus, arsenic, antimony and bismuth. As we go down the group, there is a shift from non-metal to metallic behavior. As we know that nitrogen and phosphorus are non-metal, arsenic, antimony, semi-metal, and the last bismuth has a metallic character. Nitrogen, phosphorus non-metals, arsenic, antimony metalloids, and bismuth is a typical metal. Now we'll discuss about the occurrence of elements of group 15. Molecular nitrogen comprises 78% by volume of the atmosphere. In the Earth's crust, it occurs as sodium nitrate, NaNO3, which is also called chill saltpeter, and potassium nitrate, which is called Indian saltpeter. It is found in the form of proteins in plants and animals also. Phosphorus occurs in minerals of the apatite family, Ca9PO4 6 times CaX2. This is the general formula of apatite, in which X can be fluorine, chlorine and OH. So if X is a fluorine, it is called fluorapatite. If it is chlorine, it is called chlorapatite, and if it is OH, it is called hydroxyapatite. And we will remember the formula as Ca9PO4 6 times. At times it is given in a 3 times Ca3PO4 twice CaX2, this form also. So it is Ca9PO4 6 times CaX2. Okay, so fluorapatite, that is Ca9PO4 6 times CaF2. If it is chlorapatite, Ca9PO4 6 times CaCl2, and if it is hydroxyapatite, Ca9PO4 6 times CaOH twice. Which are the main components of phosphate rocks? Phosphorus is an essential constituent of animal and plant matter. It is present in the bones as well as in living cells. Phosphoproteins are present in the milk and eggs. Arsenic, antimony and bismuth are found mainly as sulfide in the minerals. Electron configuration. The valence shell electron configuration of these elements is ns2np3. The s orbital in these elements is completely filled and p orbitals are half filled, making the electron configuration extra stable. So this electron configuration can be written as completely filled s orbital and np3, which is half filled. So not just completely filled s orbital, but half filled p orbitals give all these elements extra stability. Atomic and ionic radii. As we go down in the group, new principal quantum number is added each time, so that as we go down the group going from nitrogen to phosphorus to arsenic to antimony to bismuth, each time new principal quantum number is added, so electron goes farther and farther from nucleus, and due to that atomic radii increases. Of course ionic radii also increases. So going from nitrogen to phosphorus to arsenic, antimony, bismuth, atomic as well as ionic radii increases. Covalent and ionic radii increase in size down the group. There is a considerable increase in covalent radius from nitrogen to phosphorus. However, from arsenic to bismuth, increase is not that significant. Small increase in covalent radius is observed. So going from nitrogen to phosphorus, it is significant, but phosphorus to arsenic to antimony to bismuth, that increase is there, but that increase is not that significant. This is due to the presence of completely filled d orbital, and at times going to bismuth d as well as f orbital also. And as we know that d and f orbitals have very poor screening effect, so they cannot shield the nucleus effectively, and due to that nucleus positive charge remains still more effective and can attract the electron of the outermost orbital effectively, and due to that size increases, but that increase is not observed that significant. Ionization enthalpy. Ionization enthalpy is the energy required to remove the electron from the outermost orbit. Now, this ionization enthalpy is found reasonably high in case of the elements of nitrogen family or group 15. The reason behind that is the stable electron configuration of ns2np3. np3 means what? It has a half filled p orbitals, and it is a very stable electron configuration. If you try to remove one electron from this np3 electron configuration, being it very stable, it requires high energy, and due to that ionization energy of these elements is reasonably high. Of course, these all elements are on the right hand side as compared to elements of group 14. As you compare carbon and nitrogen, nitrogen is lying on the right hand side of carbon, so elements being on the right hand side of carbon, its attractive force is as such high, so ionization energy of nitrogen is definitely high as compared to that of carbon, and for that matter ionization energy of all the elements of group 15 is higher as compared to that of elements of group 14. But not only that, all these elements have higher ionization energy as compared to elements of group 16 also. Why? Because for group 16 electron configuration is ns2np4. ns2np4 elements have always a tendency to attain a stable electron configuration of ns2np3, in which they have one electron extra in p orbital, so that they have ns2np4. So they have always a tendency to lose the electron and to achieve the electron configuration of ns2np3. So the elements of group 16 have a tendency to release the electron easier as compared to elements of group 15. So if we compare the ionization enthalpy of nitrogen and oxygen, oxygen though being on the right hand side, we expect that its ionization enthalpy should be higher than that of nitrogen, but to achieve the stable electron configuration of nitrogen, that is 2s2 2p3, oxygen easily releases electron. So elements of group 15 have higher ionization enthalpy even as compared to elements of group 16. Next point, if we go down, size increases, and due to that electron goes away and away from nucleus, so going down the group ionization enthalpy decreases, and successive ionization enthalpies are in increasing order. So फर्स्ट आयोनाइजेशन एंथैल्पी से सेकंड आयोनाइजेशन एंथैल्पी हायर होगी, सेकंड आयोनाइजेशन एंथैल्पी से थर्ड आयोनाइजेशन एंथैल्पी हायर होगी. Ionization enthalpy decreases down the group due to gradual increase in the atomic size because of the extra stable half-filled p orbitals electronic configuration and smaller size. The ionization enthalpy of the group 15 elements is much greater than that of group 14 elements in the corresponding periods. The order of successive ionization enthalpies as expected: delta H1 is less than delta H2 is less than delta H3. Electronegativity. Electronegativity is the tendency to attract the bonding electron pair in the covalent bond. So going down the group, electronegativity is always decreasing in nature. Why? Because as we go down from nitrogen to phosphorus to arsenic to antimony to bismuth, size increases. So bonding electron pair remains away and away from nucleus, and due to that, electron attracting tendency gradually decreases. So it is observed the significant difference from nitrogen to phosphorus, but going down, electronegativity does not decreases significantly, so that remains. Of course, electronegativity decreases, but the decrease in electronegativity is not significant. The electronegativity value in general decreases down the group with the increasing atomic size. However, amongst the heavier elements, means elements at the bottom, the difference is not that much pronounced or significant. Now we'll take the general physical properties of these elements. All the elements of this group are polyatomic. Polyatomic. Nitrogen exists as N2, and phosphorus, arsenic, antimony, they generally are tetraatomic, and bismuth being metal, we should not discuss about the bismuth in this case. Dinitrogen is a diatomic gas, while all other are solids. Metallic character increases down the group, or you can say non-metallic character decreases, because nitrogen and phosphorus are non-metallic, arsenic, antimony metalloid, and at the bottom bismuth is metallic in nature. Okay. This is due to decrease in ionization energy and increasing atomic size. Okay. The boiling point in general increases from top to bottom in the group, but the melting point increases up to arsenic and then decreases up to bismuth. You will have to remember this, because this is some abnormality and that can be asked in your exam. Boiling point going down definitely increases, but there is a change. You can see that melting point increases up to arsenic, but going from arsenic to bismuth, what happens? Melting point decreases. So boiling point nitrogen, phosphorus, arsenic, antimony, bismuth increases. Melting point nitrogen, phosphorus, arsenic increases. Going from arsenic to antimony and antimony to bismuth, it slightly decreases. Except nitrogen, all the elements show allotropy. We will discard in this case bismuth also. Why? Because bismuth is metal. So nitrogen and bismuth don't exhibit any allotropy, while phosphorus, arsenic, antimony, they themselves have some allotropes. Chemical properties. In this, first we will take oxidation state and chemical trends towards the reactivity. The common oxidation state of these elements are -3. If they attain the nearest inert gas configuration, they will take 3 electrons from external source and they become -3 oxidation state. If they participate only the electrons present in p orbitals in covalent bond formation, they form +3 oxidation state, and along with p orbitals, if they participate 2 electrons present in s orbital also, they form the compounds with +5 oxidation states also. The tendency to exhibit -3 oxidation state decreases down the group due to increase in size and metallic character. As just now we have discussed that as we go down nitrogen to phosphorus, arsenic, antimony, bismuth, non-metallic character decreases. As non-metallic character decreases, tendency to accept the electrons decreases. So initial members nitrogen, phosphorus have strong tendency to form the compounds with -3 oxidation state. Going down, non-metallic character increases, metallic character increases, and due to that the tendency to form the compounds with -3 oxidation state is not observed. In fact, last member of the group, bismuth, hardly forms any compound with -3. Why? Because it is metallic in nature and large in size. Large in size atom generally releases electrons, it does not gain electrons. The stability of +5 oxidation state decreases down the group. The only well characterized Bi compound is BiF5, and that is due to highest electronegative character of fluorine. That is the reason. Otherwise bismuth का +5 oxidation state वाला कोई भी compound observe नहीं है. Reason behind that is what? The reason behind that is the inert pair effect. As you see in bismuth, the electron configuration is observed 4f14, 5d10, 6s2, 6p3. As we know that f orbitals have very poor screening effect. So shielding power of this f orbital is less. So nucleus has effective nuclear charge, Z effective is still high, and due to that attractive force of this positive charge over the electrons present in 6s orbital is very much significant. So electrons present in 6s orbital have very little tendency to participate in compound formation. Only 3 electrons present in 6p orbitals participate in compound formation. So bismuth forms plus 3 oxidation state compounds only, and they are also ionic in nature. The stability of plus 5 oxidation state decreases and that of plus 3 oxidation state increases, and that is due to what? That is due to inert pair effect. Nitrogen exhibits plus 1, plus 2, plus 4 oxidation states also when it reacts with oxygen, while phosphorus shows plus 1 and plus 4 oxidation states in some of its oxo acids. In fact, nitrogen is such which can exhibit so many oxidation states ranging from -3 to +5. Let's take NH3, in which it is -3. In N2H4 it is -2. In NH2OH, hydroxylamine, we know it is -1. In N2 it is 0. If we take N2O, it is +1. In nitric oxide it is +2. In dinitrogen trioxide it is +3. In NO2 and N2O4 it is +4, while in N2O5 it is +5. So nitrogen has very large range of oxidation state ranging from -3 to +5. Phosphorus has generally a stable oxidation state of +3 and +5. H3PO3, it has +3 oxidation state. This is called phosphorus acid. H3PO4, it has +5 oxidation state. But in some of its oxo acid, it can exhibit oxidation state H3PO2. This is one in which its oxidation state is +1. This is called hypophosphorus acid, and the compound H4P2O6, this is called hypophosphoric acid, in which you can find the oxidation state of phosphorus is +4. So these are several oxidation states of phosphorus and nitrogen, and the range of oxidation state of nitrogen is very vast, -3 to +5. Now one very important information, that in the case of nitrogen, all oxidation state ranging from +1 to +4, +1 to +4 tend to have a tendency to disproportionate in acidic solution. Let's have an example. N2O, that is called nitrous oxide, if it is heated at very high temperature, you can see it is 2000 to 3400 Kelvin, and the pressure is 10 to 55 gigapascal. It decomposes into N2O4 and N2. Now let's focus on the oxidation state of all of this. That in N2O nitrogen is +1, and in N2O4 nitrogen is +4 and 0. First of all, you should have a knowledge what is called disproportionation reaction. Disproportionation reaction is a redox reaction in which single element undergoes oxidation to give one compound and reduction to give another compound. So +1 becomes +4, this is oxidation, and +1 becomes 0, it is called reduction. Now you look at this N2O4. N2O4 has nitrogen with +4 oxidation state. In nitric acid it becomes +5, and in nitrous acid it becomes +3. Look at this nitrogen dioxide, in which also nitrogen is +4. It becomes nitric acid, and in which it is +5, and nitric oxide, in which it is +2. Look at this nitrous acid. Nitrous acid decomposes to give nitric acid, water, and nitric oxide. In nitrous acid, nitrogen is in +3 oxidation state. In nitric acid, it is +5, and in nitric oxide, it is +2. All these are what? All these are disproportionation reaction. Disproportionation reaction. But look at these reaction, in which nitrogen is +4, nitrogen is +2, while in this nitrogen is +3. This is also a redox reaction, and this is such a redox reaction that element in two different compounds with two different oxidation state result in the same compound with same oxidation state. So in one compound it undergoes oxidation to give the same product, and the other compound undergoes reduction to give the same product. Like NO2 undergoes reduction to give N2O3, and NO undergoes oxidation to give N2O3. This is called form proportionation reaction. Similarly, in case of phosphorus, nearly all the oxidation state disproportionates into -3 and +5 oxidation states. Like 4H3PO3, PH3 and H3PO4, in which H3PO3 has +3 oxidation state, converts into -3 and +5. You can see H3PO2, in which phosphorus has oxidation state +1, that converts PH3 and H3PO3, in which phosphorus is -3 and in this phosphorus is +3. However, +3 oxidation state in case of arsenic, antimony and bismuth becomes increasingly stable with respect to disproportionation. So अगर आर्सेनिक, एंटीमनी और बिस्मथ की बात करें तो उसकी +3 ऑक्सीडेशन स्टेट ज्यादा स्टेबल है, एंड दैट हैज इवन अ मोर आयोनिक कैरेक्टर, एंड वो डिस्प्रपोर्शनेशन में इन्वॉल्व नहीं होती है. चलो, नाइट्रोजन इज रिस्ट्रिक्टेड टू अ मैक्सिमम कोवैलेंसी ऑफ 4 since only 4 orbitals are there in its outermost orbit, that is 1 is 2s orbital and 3 2p orbitals are there. और अगर वो चाहे तो भी अपनी ऑर्बिटल्स को एक्सपांड नहीं कर पाता है, एंड ड्यू टू दैट रीजन मैक्सिमम वो 4 कोवेलेंट बॉन्ड बना पाएगा. लेकिन रेस्ट ऑफ द अदर एलिमेंट्स की अगर आप बात करें तो उनकी प्रिंसिपल क्वांटम नंबर 3 4 5 है, एंड दे हैव d orbitals also empty in their valence orbit. तो अगर वो चाहे तो अपनी वैलेंस ऑर्बिट को एक्सपांड करके इलेक्ट्रॉन को नियर बाई d ऑर्बिटल में एक्साइट करके दे कैन इंक्रीज द हाफ फिल्ड ऑर्बिटल्स, एंड दे कैन फॉर्म मोर नंबर ऑफ बॉन्ड्स, एंड दे कैन रीच अप टू 5, और दे at times they can form 6 covalent bonds also. So nitrogen has a limitation restriction that it can form only 4 covalent bonds. Like phosphorus, arsenic, antimony, they can reach up to 6 covalent bonds also. The heavier elements have vacant d orbitals in the outermost shell, which can be used for bonding, or covalency can expand the covalency up to 6. And in case of PF6 minus, you can understand that phosphorus is attached with 6 fluorine atoms, so its covalency over here is 6, but nitrogen can have maximum of what, 4 covalent bonds. Okay? Anomalous behavior of nitrogen. जैसा कि हम जानते हैं कि हर एक ग्रुप में जो फर्स्ट एलिमेंट होता है उसकी प्रॉपर्टीज रेस्ट ऑफ द एलिमेंट्स की प्रॉपर्टीज से थोड़ी डिफर होती है. उसके पीछे का रीजन होता है उसकी पोजीशन विच इज द फर्स्ट इन द ग्रुप. वो सेकंड पीरियड में होता है, उसकी साइज सबसे छोटी होती है, उसकी आयोनाइजेशन एनर्जी सबसे ज्यादा होती है, इलेक्ट्रॉन नेगेटिविटी सबसे ज्यादा होती है, एटॉमिक रेडियस सबसे स्मॉल होती है, एंड बहुत ही इंपॉर्टेंट चीज कि वो अगर सेकंड पीरियड का मेंबर है तो उनकी इलेक्ट्रॉन कॉन्फ़िगरेशन में principal quantum number is 2, in which only 2s and 2p total 4 orbitals are there, so it can allow only 8 electrons around it. No d orbitals are available, and due to that expansion of valence orbit is not possible, and due to that some chemical behavior is also observed different. Now let's see the anomalous behavioral properties and points for nitrogen atom. Nitrogen differs from the rest of the members of this group due to its smaller size, high electronegativity, high ionization enthalpy, and non-availability of d orbitals. Nitrogen has unique ability to form p-pi multiple bond with itself and with other elements having small size and high electronegativity like carbon and oxygen. Now, pi bond formation capability is nothing but effective overlapping. if nitrogen is small in size, definitely it can form the effective pi bond by overlapping with another nitrogen atom or carbon atom or oxygen atom. Due to that, the effective overlapping is very much efficient, and due to that reason the pi bond stability is very high, but that is not generally observed for the rest of the elements. Why? Because if you shift from nitrogen to phosphorus to arsenic and antimony, they have p orbital, but their orbital is larger in size. So as you go from nitrogen to phosphorus, it will be 3p. For arsenic it will be 4p, for antimony it will be 5p. So if the larger orbitals are there, effective overlapping will not be there. So जितनी easily and जितनी effectively p orbital नाइट्रोजन की एक दूसरे के साथ ओवरलैप करेगी, उतनी easily p orbital फास्फोरस की, आर्सेनिक की और एंटीमनी की एक दूसरे के साथ नहीं कर पाएगी. And due to that reason only, nitrogen can form pi bond with each other. So existence of N2 is there, लेकिन existence of P2 like AS2 Sb2 ऐसा ऑब्जर्व नहीं होता है. दूसरी बात, इससे ऑपोजिट डिस्कशन करेंगे कि फास्फोरस आर्सेनिक एंटीमनी में पी पाई ओवरलैप नहीं हो पाता है. उसकी वजह से क्या होगा, उसकी वजह से उसकी p ऑर्बिटल्स अदर p ऑर्बिटल्स के साथ, अदर फास्फोरस एटम के साथ, अदर आर्सेनिक एटम के साथ, अदर एंटीमनी एटम की p ऑर्बिटल के साथ ओवरलैप करेगी. एंड ड्यू टू दैट फास्फोरस कैन जॉइन विद अनदर फास्फोरस, दैट फास्फोरस कैन जॉइन विद अनदर फास्फोरस. मींस व्हाट, फास्फोरस टू फास्फोरस टू फास्फोरस क्या हो सकता है, फास्फोरस टू फास्फोरस टू फास्फोरस बॉन्डिंग हो सकता है. जबकि नाइट्रोजन के केस में वन नाइट्रोजन टू अनदर नाइट्रोजन ऐसा नहीं होगा. क्यों? क्योंकि नाइट्रोजन एक दूसरे नाइट्रोजन के साथ ज्वाइन होगा तो उसके बाद उसकी ही p पाई ओवर ऑर्बिटल्स एक दूसरे के साथ ओवरलैप करके सारी वैलेंसीज एक दूसरे को सेटिस्फाई कर लेगी. जबकि रेस्ट ऑफ द एलिमेंट्स में, फास्फोरस आर्सेनिक एंटीमनी वगैरह एलिमेंट में क्या होगा, वो p पाई ओवरलैप नहीं कर पाते हैं, तो उनकी p ऑर्बिटल अदर p फास्फोरस एटम या आर्सेनिक एटम या एंटीमनी एटम से जुड़ती है. एंड दैट डेवलपमेंट इज नथिंग बट अ कैटेनेशन प्रॉपर्टी. सो नाइट्रोजन हैज अ वेरी पुअर कैटेनेशन प्रॉपर्टी, जबकि फास्फोरस आर्सेनिक एंटीमनी हैज अ गुड कैटेनेशन प्रॉपर्टी. Let's see. Nitrogen has a unique ability to form p pi multiple bonding with itself and with other elements having small size and high electron negativity, carbon and oxygen. Heavier elements of this group do not form p pi bonds as their atomic orbitals are so large and diffuse that they cannot have effective overlapping. Thus, nitrogen exists as a diatomic molecule with a triple bond, 1s and 2p orbital between two atoms. Consequently, its bond energy is also very high because it has a triple bond, 941.4 kilojoule per mole. On the contrary, phosphorus arsenic antimony form a single bond, p single bond p, as single bond as, Sb single bond Sb. While bismuth is metallic in nature, there is no scope of this. However, the single bond nitrogen bond energy, single bond is weaker. Why? Because the size is small, the electronic repulsion will be large, and due to that n single bond n bond is weaker, and as it is weaker, that also does not support the catenation property. And single bond n bond is weaker than single bond c p bond because of high inter-electronic repulsion of the non-bonding electrons owing to the small bond length. As a result, catenation tendency is also very weak for nitrogen. Another factor which affects the chemistry of nitrogen is the absence of d orbitals in its valence shell. Besides restricting its covalency to 4, nitrogen cannot form d pi p pi bonding. Of course, for d pi p pi bonding, d orbitals should be there, but there is no d orbitals present in nitrogen, so no d pi p pi bonding will be there. Secondly, phosphorus arsenic antimony have their principal quantum number 3 4 5, and due to that they have 3d 4d 5d orbitals, and with that they can form d pi p pi overlapping, and they can form such extra bonds also. Okay. D pi p pi bonds as the heavier elements like phosphorus R3p double bond O. In this p double bond O, pi bond is formed with the help of d orbital of phosphorus and p orbital of oxygen. R3p double bond CH2, in which pi bond is formed with the help of d orbital of phosphorus and p orbital of carbon. Phosphorus and arsenic can form d pi bond also when they form the complex compound with transition metals, and in which the ligands used are PC2H5 thrice, this is called triethyl phosphine, and this is called triphenyl arsine. If these two ligands, you will have to remember this can be asked for MCQ, that which ligands or which compounds can form d pi bond of group 15 in complex compound. Your answer should be triethyl phosphine and triphenyl arsine. Reactivity with hydrogen. All the elements have a tendency to react with hydrogen to form EH3 type of hydride, like NH3, PH3, ASH3, SBH3, BiH3, and they are known as ammonia, phosphine, arsine, stibine and bismuthine. Now we know that as per Drago's rule, PH3, ASH3, SBH3, BiH3, they don't form these molecules with the help of hybridization, and due to that reason these all form the compounds with direct atomic orbital of Px, Py, Pz with 1s orbital of hydrogen atom. So remaining electron pair is present in their 3s, 4s and 5s orbitals only. But if it is a case of ammonia, there is a hybridization sp3, so the remaining electron pair, lone pair, is present in sp3 hybrid orbital. Take care, it is in sp3 hybrid orbital, and if it is in sp3 hybrid orbital, s character is 25%, while rest of the electron pair for ph3, ash3, sbh3 and bih3, electron pair is present in s orbital itself, which has 100% s character. And due to that reason, if you compare the basic strength of NH3 and PH3, Na3 has electron pair Lp present in that orbital which has just 25% s character, while PH3 has a lone pair present in s orbital which has 100% s character. Higher the s character, more the electronegativity, less the tendency to share that electron pair. So in that case, PH3 has less tendency to share that electron pair, means what, PH3 is less basic as compared to NH3. So Na3 has electron pair present in sp3 which has 25% s character, less electronegativity, more tendency to share the electron pair, and hence Na3 is good base in nature. But now if you focus on to thermal stability, going down the group NH3 to BiH3, electron pair sharing occurs very far from the nucleus. You can say in case of NH3 it is sp3 1s overlap, but in case of BiH3 it is going to be 5s 1s overlap, and that overlap is very weak, so bond is thermally not that stable. So molecular stability is what, highest is NH3 stable, and going down the group stability decreases. This indicates one more thing, that if BiH3 bond is broken easily, hydrogen atom can be released easily, and that released hydrogen atom can carry out reduction of some other species easily. So going down the group, reducing agent property increases. Okay. All the elements of group 15 from hydrides of the type EH3, where E can be nitrogen, phosphorus, arsenic, antimony, bismuth. The stability of hydride decreases from NH3 to BiH3, which can be observed from their bond dissociation enthalpy. The bond of NH will be very strong and BiH will be very weak. Consequently, the reducing character of the hydride increases. Ammonia is only a mild reducing agent, while NiH3 is the strongest reducing agent of all these hydrides. And basic strength, as I have explained you, that is totally based on what? Totally based on S character, Na3, Pa3, AsH3, SbH3, BiH3 decreasing order. Reactivity towards oxygen. All the elements of this group can form trioxide and pentoxide like E2O3 and E2O5. If the 3 electrons present in the NP orbitals participate, they form E2O3 type oxide with +3 oxidation state, and if all 5 electrons NS and NP are participating, they can form E2O5 type of oxide and oxidation state is +5. Now, nature of oxide: nitrogen and phosphorus being non-metal, their oxides are acidic in nature. Arsenic, antimony, metalloids, their oxides are amphoteric in nature. And oxide of bismuth being metal, its oxide is basic in nature. Now, if we think of bismuth, it has a very poor tendency to form +5 oxidation state. It just forms +5 oxidation state compound BiF5. So bismuth does not form pentoxide, it just forms trioxide, which is basic in nature. All these elements form 2 types of oxide, E2O3, E2O5. The oxide in the higher oxidation state of the element is more acidic than that of lower oxidation state. Their acidic character decreases down the group. The oxide of the type E2O3 of nitrogen, phosphorus are purely acidic. Arsenic, antimony amphoteric, and that of bismuth is predominantly basic. Why? Because bismuth is metallic in nature. Now let's focus on to this. The oxide in the higher oxidation state of the element is more acidic in nature. That is very much clear that if you have N2O3 and N2O5, N2O3 has +3 oxidation state and N2O5 has a +5 oxidation state. Now higher the oxidation state, it has more tendency to pull the electron, and due to that reason it will be more acidic in nature. Why? Because higher the oxidation state, more will be the Lewis acid character also. I hope this explains that higher oxidation state has more acidic behavior. Reactivity towards halogen. All these elements can react with halogen and can form EX3 and EX5 type of halides, except for nitrogen. Nitrogen has a principal quantum number 2 in its valence shell, so it cannot have d orbital, so it cannot expand its valence shell, so it can form NX3 type of halide, but it cannot form NX5 type halide. Now let me tell you about NX3 also. All the nitrogen trihalide are also not stable. Only NF3 is found stable. Of course, for that matter, all the trihalides of all the elements of group 15 are stable, but trihalide of nitrogen are not stable. Only NF3 is found stable. In this also, if you have pentahalide, it will have always a more covalent character as compared to trihalide. Why so? Because if it is a pentahalide, it has a 5 unit positive charge. If it is a 5 unit positive charge, it has a more tendency of polarization. Let's take PCl3 and PCl5. PCl3 has phosphorus +3, PCl5 has phosphorus +5. Phosphorus +5 has higher positive charge, so it has a higher tendency to polarize the electron cloud of chlorine, and due to that reason that molecule becomes more polar in nature. Now think of bismuth. Bismuth has +3 oxidation state as well as +5 oxidation state, but the +5 oxidation state stability is very less as compared to +3, but that is observed stable with fluorine, and it can form BiF5. BiF3 is also stable and possible. These elements react to form 2 series of halides, EX3 and EX5. Nitrogen does not form pentahalide due to non-availability of the d orbitals in its valence shell. Pentahalides are more covalent than trihalides. All the trihalides of these elements except those of nitrogen are stable. ये कहना चाहता है कि नाइट्रोजन के ट्राइहैलाइड के अलावा और जितने हैं वो सारे स्टेबल है. In that also NF3 only is stable, and trihalide except BiF3 are predominantly covalent in nature. तो BiF3 का नेचर क्या होगा? BiF3 का नेचर आयोनिक होगा, ध्यान रखना, क्यों? क्योंकि बिस्मथ एट द बॉटम है, मेटल है उसका नेचर, तो डेफिनेटली BiF3 का नेचर आयनिक होगा। Reactivity towards metals. Metals always have a tendency to release the electrons. If these electrons are gained by the elements of group 15, they achieve the electron configuration of nearest inner gas with oxidation state -3. Let's see the examples. All these elements react with metals to form their binary compounds exhibiting -3 oxidation state, such as Ca3N2 calcium nitride, Ca3P2 calcium phosphide, Na3AS2 sodium arsenide, Zn3Sb2 zinc antimonide, and Mg3Bi2 magnesium bismuthide. Whenever any element achieves the electron configuration of nearest inert gas by accepting the electron, it becomes a monovalent negative ion, and the nomenclature of that ion is done by applying "ide" suffix to this. I hope this entire lecture will be helpful to score your good marks in your upcoming exams. Thank you so much. Keep learning. Enjoy chemistry.